Good morning, everybody, and welcome on HP City 2013. It will be all about innovation and mobility. We are aware of the fact that these are very broad terms that can cover lots of things, but I'm sure that the speakers will give very specific meanings to these terms later on. I will be your host for this morning. My name is Lieven Scheire. For those who do not know me, I am a Flemish physicist. I studied physics, and now I host shows about science and technology on television. That's my profession. So just to get to know each other, any other physicists here tonight? No, all experimenting or feasting on the discovery of the Higgs boson, I guess. Mathematicians? Mathematicians? Yes, a few. Welcome, sons and daughters of the light, as my professor used to call them. Chemists? Chemists? No, no. Informatics? Yes. I could have guessed. I thought you would all just stay home and play Minecraft, but welcome anyway. Welcome here on this conference. Any engineers with us tonight? Engineers? Yes? Okay. I'll speak slower, so everything is, yes. For those of you who are now a bit alarmed, and what's he saying now? There's a small rivalry. It's very playful. There's a small rivalry between physicists and engineers. It's nothing aggressive. It's you know, we like to taunt each other a bit. We have reasons for it. We are sometimes angry at the engineers because they sell out the beauty of pure science to the industries. And of course, the engineers are sometimes a bit angry at us because we do have beautiful women graduating. And, you know, but it's all playful. We're not aggressive against each other. So, yes, I borrowed one of your new, very analogous tablets, I see. It's kind of an Amish tablet, newly developed at HP. I think it's the 13-inch model. That's one thing that strikes me as a physicist. Why do we still use inches for the screens? Why do we use inches and miles and feet when we're in an airplane? You're 15,000 feet above the ground. Feet. We have a better system for this. You might have heard of it. It's called the metric system, and it's very logical. There's 10 millimeters in a centimeter and 100 centimeters in a meter. It's very logical. There's no 12 inches in a foot and 3,000 foot in a camel's head and things like that. We have a logic system for this now. So I would like to ask all the English and American people, please ask the metric system. It's a very simple trade. It's a simple trade. We use your language, you use our metric system. So let's agree on this. So the next time, there, a bit of applause. Thank you. Yes. So let's put this trade in a contract. The next time we hear a mile or an inch, we will put the entire internet in French, okay? Just to make sure what we're talking about. And for those French-speaking people who think, mais l'internet c'est déjà en français, no, it's not. No, that's just the part we let you play around on. You see, there's more. Sorry for that. It was a harmless joke before I get any of our Belgian national feelings rising too high. So what will we do here today? We will listen to six speakers and a few videos, and then we will move to the other side for the walking lunch. Now, in a few moments, I can introduce the first speaker of today. It's Mr. Erik van Baal, the managing director of HP Belgium and Luxembourg. The man who invited us all here, and he will speak to us first, but first we will take a look at this.
Why do you do what you do?
Why do you put in the work? Why do you make the effort?
You do what you do because it matters.
Because it matters.
Because it's important.
It's important. Little things.
Big things.
Little things that add up to big things.
At HP,
At HP, things that matter to you matter to us.
Matter to us.
we don't just believe in the power of technology. We believe in the power of people. We believe in the power of people when technology works for them.
To help you create.
To make the digital
tangible. To power the way that you need to work.
To harness the potential of human information.
To manage it.
Store it.
analyze it,
Protect it.
Access it.
Share it.
To do the things that matter.
To do the things that matter.
If you're gonna do something,
make it matter.
Make it matter.
Make it brilliant.
Make it real.
Make it happen. Make it bright. Make it big.
Make it special.
Make it you. Make it matter.
Make it matter.
If you're gonna do something, make it matter.
Thank you very much, Erik van Baal. Yes, it's a long walk, as you can see. Normally it's a smaller stage, but it's responsive. So when you watch it in a big room, it just widens up to this. That's why I have to walk this long time. I remember a few things from the talk. There will be 3D holograms in the future. We all saw them on Star Wars. And I was always wondering why, if you have the technology to have holograms that communicate faster than the speed of light across the universe, are they monochromous in green and do they have pixels? I never understood, but it was the way it was. And as you said, they have computers and they have internet in the ISS. The first time I saw this, I was amazed. They have their own laptops and things like that. I thought it was all customized, but it's not. And most of these astronauts have the age of my father. Well, used to have the age of my father. And I was always wondering if they too were calling down to their teenage sons to help them with how it worked. No, Dad, you click on open and then on file, and then, you know. That's one of the telephone conversations that I had a lot of times in my car. The next speaker for today could not make it. Philippe Rogge was announced on your invitation, but he will be replaced by Ervan Pouliquen from Paris. He's French. He worked in the United States on innovation for Microsoft, and he is now the COO of Microsoft Belgium and Luxembourg on business and marketing. Mr. Ervan Pouliquen. Thank you very much, Mr. Pouliquen. So I understood that Bing will give me the answers before I realize that I have the question. Excellent. I didn't know my wife was this modern. Yes. You know the situation. Why am I cleaning a clean room, darling? I'm giving you an answer for a problem that will occur in the future. Yes. And I'm quite modern, and I'm all pro the equal division of the household work for the men and the women. I think that's a normal thing to do. There's one thing that annoys me in this story, and that is all the generations before me, the men didn't have to do anything. The women did it all. And all the generations after me, we will have robots doing everything. So in this 500,000 years of humanity, there was one generation of men that had to work at home, and it was me. Yes, yes. And something else, had these women left us alone a bit longer, these robots would have been finished by now. So, yes, good, yeah. There, small anti-women joke. I do apologize. I'm making enemies very fast here. What did I have? The French, the British, Americans, women, yes. By the end, only blonde, blue-eyed, male Flemish people will like me, but we will solve that problem when it occurs. Good. The next speaker is Tomas Geuens, whom I've met before. He's a young creative from Ghent, so we have our own dungeons where we go be young and creative. We've met there before, and he works for the creative studio Little Miss Robot. It's a creative studio on innovative product design. Mr. Tomas Geuens. Thank you, Thomas. We'll see again. We see each other again in Ghent, of course. He's even younger than me. Thomas is even younger than I am. I am 32 years old, or 100,000 years old, as you binary-speaking people would normally say. Yes. Have you noticed that when you have a child, the first days you want to celebrate his birthday all the time, and you're so excited, and then once you're past 40, you tend not to like birthdays anymore. There's a very simple solution for this that I designed with a friend of mine. It's called binary birthdays. So you celebrate the first day of your child, you're very excited, and then the second day, then the fourth day, the 8th, 16th, 32nd, and so on and so on. And then in the end, you have a birthday when you're 44 years old, and then one when you're 88 years old, so it doesn't matter anymore. So if you want to calculate your binary birthdays, just go to binarybirthdays.com and everything will just happen. I don't know if the site is very user-friendly. I'll ask Thomas to upgrade it when I get home. Good. From the very local Ghent connection people, we will welcome our next international guest. It's Mr. Paul Jeremeys from HP Labs. He's director of the HP Innovation Centers in HP Labs in Palo Alto in the United States. Mr. Paul Jeremeys. Thank you, Mr. Jeremeys. I'm facing now a problem that most of you face every morning. it is walking with a full cup of coffee without spilling it. See, as I walk, this thing starts to oscillate, and at one point it will just flow over. Now, some of you wonder what us physics do while you are supporting the economy and the industry. Well, one of the things is two fluid physics from the University of California in Santa Barbara, they actually calculated how coffee moves when you take steps. And they calculated that at a normal walking speed, you will spill coffee at the 8th step. So be very aware of this. What they also discovered, and we have a beautiful slide of their mathematics, what they also discovered is that the stepping rate of a normal human being is the exact eigenfrequency of coffee moving around in a normal coffee cup. So by some awful coincidence, our cups are designed to spill at a normal human stepping speed. So either we have to step slower or faster, or we have to use different cups. You can see it all here. So at the 8th step, that was their conclusion. At the 8th step, you will spill. They won an Ig Nobel Prize for this. Most of you have heard of the Ig Nobel Prizes. They are well, alternative Nobel Prizes for people that first makes you laugh and then make you think. So it's severe science, but in a funny way. My favorite Ig Nobel Prize was one in mathematics, I think in '97, for an Indian mathematician who calculated the entire surface of an Indian elephant when you were to fold it open completely. I think it was 45 square meters or something like that. Now, we have now the problem of coffee spilling, and there is a brilliant solution built for this, and it's called the Spill Knot. This is a device that will make you able to walk around with your coffee without spilling anything. It's very popular on boats and on steps, and so you saw how difficult it was for me to walk around with my coffee. Now with this device, I can just, have a steady step. I can even take turns, that's no problem, You can run around with your coffee, you can run around to your office, take turn, do a little dance, maybe, turn it around like this, or like this. You can run up and down stairs, you can let your children get your coffee and they can jump around a bit, and then in the end it's all in here and you can just drink your coffee, basically, yeah. So, it is called the Spill Knot, it's very mobile, it's very innovative, and it has amazing battery life. So, our next speaker will be Miss Elke Gerards. She is a Belgian psychologist, and she works at the Clinical Cognition Laboratory at the Erasmus University of Rotterdam. She was even voted smartest woman in the Netherlands as a Belgian. That's a small victory now, isn't it? Yes. They can have their lost finals at World Championship football. We have the smartest woman in the Netherlands. And she will talk about virtual reality therapy and e-health. Miss Elke Gerards. Thank you very much, Elke Gerards. So we remember that we can solve psychological problems or even prevent them on the internet and on the smartphone. Once again, a very useful message to take home tonight to the wife and say, I'm sorry, I have to work a bit on the internet, fighting the depression. When you're working with a smartphone, it's all for my mental health. Thank you very much. I will use you as well, the woman who taught me to be on the internet all the time. She will love it. Our next speaker is Aurélie Couvreur. She's French-speaking and a woman, so I hope she uses the metric system or she will be very angry at me. She's all about marketing and communication advice, so if I upset too many of the people here, she can give me marketing and communication advice on how I could do better next time. Founder of Serendipities, the marketing and communications advice bureau, and co-founder of Womanity. Is that the right pronunciation? Womanity, the network of female entrepreneurs. And I said entrepreneurs there. It's a French word in English because I heard an inch or a mile somewhere, so it's the first warning shot, entrepreneurship. Good, she will talk about digital art as she is part of the advisory team of Mons 2015, the European Capital of Culture. Miss Aurélie Couvreur. Thank you very much, Miss Aurélie Couvreur. So, these were the speakers for today, but before we go to lunch, we have one last speaker. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here today, but we are thrilled that she sent us a video that we can watch. I'm talking about a grande dame of technology worldwide, a person who sends emails to Barack Obama. Of course, since we recently learned, we all sent emails to Barack Obama, only we were not so aware of it. But she is in his mailbox and she sent us a video that we will watch now.